With a data loss prevention policy, you can identify, monitor, and help to protect sensitive data across the Office 365 suite of products. A data loss prevention policy can help identify sensitive data in Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, and OneDrive for Business. It can help prevent accidental sharing of sensitive data, and can monitor and protect sensitive data in Office 2016, and can help train users to stay compliant. With Office 365, you can create and manage DLP policies in the Security and Compliance Center. A policy can be configured on one of the Office 365's services mentioned above, and then you need to establish rules that will protect the content. DLP policies are comprised of conditions. The content monitored by the DLP must match the condition in place for the rule to be enforced. And actions. These are the actions that you want the rule to take when the conditions are met. So, for example, the action could block access to the document and send an email notification to the compliance team. Office 365 includes over 40 ready-to-use templates that contain rules that you can use or can customize to use to meet your organization's compliance requirements. In the demonstration, I'll show you how to create a DLP policy. In the Office 365 admin portal, expand Admin Centers and then click Security and Compliance. Then click Data Loss Prevention and click Policy. Click Create a Policy. Then select from amongst the predefined templates or choose a custom policy. Click Next. Enter a friendly name. And click Next. Apply this to all locations or specific locations and click Next. Click Edit. Look for sensitive information types perhaps. Click Add. And then find the information you're concerned about protecting. So, for example, a credit card number. And then Save. And then Next. On the What do you want to do if we detect sensitive info page, specify what you want to take place. In other words, define the action based on the content that you've detected. So detect when content that's being shared contains at least 10 instances of the same information type. Send in incident reports by email. Choose what to include in the report and to whom you will send the email. Restrict who can access the content and override the policy if that's an important thing. There may be users within your organization that legitimately want to send credit card information around. Then click Next. And then you can specify you want to turn it on right away or test it. Or no, turn it off for the moment and turn it on later. So we can leave it in test mode here and then click Next. This is a summary screen that shows what we're doing. We've got a custom policy called Test DLP Policy. It applies to Exchange email, SharePoint sites and OneDrive accounts and is looking for credit card numbers, and then it will notify people by email message. If I'm happy with that, I click Create. Okay, and that's it done. I can edit the policy or delete the policy and click Closed. We now have our policy. In the demonstration, I showed you how to create a DLP policy. In both Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Intune, you can create policies to configure Windows information protection remotely. So, for example, you can enforce a Windows 10 device compliant policy to require that BitLocker is enabled. In the demonstration, I'll show you how to add a WIP policy. Let's take a look. So I'm in the Microsoft Azure Intune portal. If I click on Mobile Apps, I can click App Protection Policies. Click Add a Policy. Specify name, Test Policy. Specify the platform, iOS, Android or Windows 10. Enrollment state, with enrollment or without enrollment, and then specify the protected apps. So, for example, Microsoft Edge. Oh, there we go. Any apps that are exempt. Sorry, I need to click OK and save that first of all. exempt apps, so those that will not be affected by the policy explicitly. I'm dancing around all over here. And then required settings that I might want to configure. So I want to block or configure for silent protection, and then click OK. And then when I'm happy with that, I can click Create. So in the demonstration, I showed you how to add a WIP policy. Azure Information Protection helps protect your organization's information by classifying, labeling and protecting documents and emails. It's a cloud-based solution that requires no on-premise infrastructure. It allows you to define rules and conditions that then automatically adds classifications to data, or users can manually add a classification to their own files. This enables you to control data flow, track access to documents, and help prevent data leakage or misuse. It's entirely integrated with Office 365 and Azure AD. Overall, it helps you control your data by using encryption, identity, and authorization policies. Before you can implement Azure Information Protection, you require the following: a subscription including Azure Information Protection available on Office 365 Enterprise E3, E4 or E5, or Education A3, A4 or A5, or Government G3 or G4. A Global Administrator account or Security Administrator account that will be used to configure Azure Information Protection policies. A computer running at least Windows 7 with Office installed. To activate Azure Information Protection, use the following procedure. First, sign into the Azure portal as a global admin or security admin. On the Azure Hub menu, click New, and then in the Marketplace list, select Security and Identity. Select Azure Information Protection, and on the Azure Information Protection blade, click Create. Select Protection Activation, and then on the Protection Activation tab, click Activate. To install the Azure Information Protection client, use the following procedure. On a Windows 7 or later computer with Office installed, ensure that Office has been installed and that the local user has signed in to the Office application. Close all running Office applications. Download the Azure Information Protection client. Run the Azure Information Protection client installation program and follow the prompts. Open Word and create a new document. In the new document, on the Home tab, a new protection group is displayed. Microsoft Cloud App Security is a framework consisting of 3 layers that include Cloud Discovery. This layer is concerned with the discovery of cloud usage within your organization. Data Protection. This allows you to monitor and control your cloud data by establishing visibility, enforcing data loss prevention policies, alerting and investigating data. And Threat Protection. Once you have visibility, you need to look for and detect abnormal use and identify any security incidents. In the demonstration, I'll show you how to activate Azure Information Protection. In Azure, click Create a Resource, click Security and Identity, and then click Azure Information Protection. Click Create. Next, click All Services, scroll down to, go way past it, Security and Identity, then click Azure Information Protection. Click Product Activation, and then, if necessary, click Activate. As you can see, mine is already activated. If you're unsure how to proceed from here, you can go through the Quick Start tutorial, or you can go straight to creating policies. In the demonstration, you saw how to activate Azure Information Protection.